Welcome to another episode of Mythic Drafting, where today we're doing a Lord of the Rings draft. You'll have to excuse my voice. I'm a little bit under the weather, but push through with me and let's enjoy this one. Interesting first pick here. There's a Boromir, Warden of the Tower. Really strong card, Vigilance 3-3. You can sack it. Creatures you control gain indestructible. There's a Meneldur, a Swift Savior. When it deals combat damage, you can flicker one of your creatures. Really nice, but then there's just Fear 5 Foes, which I think is one of the best cards in the set. There's a lot of X1s in this set, and this just can be a card that deals with so many different threats at once. It's a premium removal spell, and I think it's worth taking it over Boromir, Meneldur, and we'll know that our opponent, the people to our left are probably moving into those colours, and probably taking a Smite the Deathless as well. But we're going to pick up Fear 5 Foes and go from there. Now we have an interesting follow-up pick here. Mithril's Coat, not really interested in. There's an Easterling Vanguard, as well as Samwise the Stout-Hearted, Shire Sheriff, Ehrenrider of Gondor. But we just passed Boromir before. So, I don't know. I think the pick may just be Samwise here as the best card in the pack, but I'm also tempted by just taking Erebor Flamesmith or the Easterling Vanguard as the only black card in the pack. I think it's actually worth just taking the black card here over these white cards and just shipping all of the white and trying to move into the best colour pair in the set. And speaking of, Balrog the Durin's Bane is really nice. I don't think this should go third pick. It's 7/5 haste, costs one less for each permanent sacrifice this turn. So really strong card in black red, pretty nice reward. There's also Claim the Precious, Mortal Master, but we're not passing Balrog Durin's Bane after this particular start. We hope one of these cards wheels the Rohirrim Lancer, Improvised Club, Claim, or Mordor. They'll all be solid in our deck. But yeah, this is a really nice start to a draft. Pretty happy with it. Now I've got Erkenbrand, Lord of Westfold. So it pumps all of your creatures when it enters the battlefield, or another human does. There's also a Shadow Summoning, a Great Hall of the Citadel, and an Erebor Flamesmith. I've already got one human. It is a legend. If we get enough Rally of the Hornburg, this card can be quite good. I think we just take this over these other weaker cards. The only other option is this Shadow Summoning and potentially being black, white, splashing red. But take Erkenbrand and we'll bump Rally at the Hornburg up our pick order here. Now another interesting pick here. There's Rise of the Witch King, which is really solid. There's a Warbeast of Gorgoroth, which I don't mind as a 5-drop, but they're pretty replaceable effects. I think it's potentially worth just taking this and just trying to signal as much as possible that red is not open, overtaking, say, Rise of the Witch King. Although Rise of the Witch King is just so good when you have small creatures to sacrifice. I think we're just going to take Warbeast of Gorgoroth here. We might regret it, but I think in the long run that's the pick to make most of the time. Now a late Ehrenrider of Gondor and more green cards, but we're going to take Improvised Club here. It works well with treasure tokens, which we want. It's just super solid removal. Works well with Easterling Vanguard as well. And now we'll just pick up a Breaking into Fellowship here. Just another solid removal spell in red. I'm happy to pick that one up. Now we will actually take Rise of the Witch King over Doors of Durin. If we find some generous Ents, we could potentially look to play this. We're also not strictly in black here. We're pretty base red at this point, so we could actually end up being a green-red deck, splashing multiple things. So we'll see how that plays out. And in line with that, let's just pick up a Great Hall of the Citadel here. If the other one wheels, then it's potential that we could look to play sort of a Legends deck The other option here is just to take many partings, but I think the Great Hall of the Citadel, yeah. Now that we have 3 of these, we can actually look to potentially play like almost any legend that we open. And Mary is a good one. The problem is that Voracious Fellbeast is in this pack. So as much as I like Mary, it's just a 2/2 haster for 2, and it's not good late. And Voracious Fellbeast is just a fantastic card. And we're not really giving anything up by losing these Great Halls of the Citadel. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Fellbeast here. A little bit sad not to get to do this Great Hall of the Citadel thing, but I think that it's probably the right sort of picks. And now I can follow that up with a Claim the Precious here. There's a Faramir, Peregrine Took. Like, we could move into this if we wanted to, but I think we signal cut black-red pretty well that we can now try and take advantage of it. So now Grima Wormtongue's fantastic. It helps you ramp Balrog, Durin's Bane. If we have lots of legends, lots of tempting, it's just solid. It's a good legendary creature itself, and we're happy to pick that up. So yeah, I think we can probably pretty safely cut these, but we'll keep this Rise of the Witch King here in case, you know, some generous Ents flow through. We can pick them up. Now, though, we're going to take March from the Black Gate over Saruman the White. March from the Black Gate is just one of those cards that makes all your amass options better. It also can get really out of control early if they don't have an answer to it. We're definitely getting hooked up in black-red a little bit here, which is what we want after we did try and cut it so hard in pack 1. Saruman's Trickery is nice. Like, we definitely could have been a good blue-black deck splashing red with these Great Halls, but I think we're just going to take a Sirith Ungol Patrol here over the second War Beast. We can't splash Saruman's Trickery, so let's go ahead and pick this one up. Don't love to have a crowded 5-drop slot, but it will be what it will be. And now I think we can take a nasty end for the card draw. We've got enough legendaries here that it's quite good. And it's a good way to respond to removal as well. Now, more here. Uruk-hai Captain, that late is a really nice one. Yeah, a 2/2 menace for 2. Makes all your armies bigger. Very, very solid card. And we can pick up a Morgul Knife Wound here over these other cards. Deceive the Messenger is a nice one. We could have had a really nice like blue-black deck here, but we're certainly not going to complain. Now I think we just take it. I think we just leave Fog. If this was a pod draft, I'd just take Fog of the Barrow Downs here, but I think we can take a Rush the Room, but we're just not playing that at this point. We can take another Great Hall of the Citadel here. If there's like a... You know, we've got a fair few legends, actually, that if we open something ridiculous, so we could potentially play it, but you really want most of your creatures to be legends to take advantage of this. It's definitely a deck that I do want to try out drafting at some point. So our red cards are actually all sort of legends. So maybe we just take Athelian Kingfisher there. Actually going to pick up the Generous Ant here as well for the green card. There's still a small chance we could pivot into this legend-based deck, particularly when we don't open anything too strong like we have here. Like Shadowfax is theoretically an option here, and we could try and play like a black-red legends deck, but I really don't think that's where we want to necessarily be. Instead, I think it's much more likely we're just taking Torment of the Golem here. The Torment of Golem. Like, we could take Shadowfax, cut these, be like base black, but then, you know, we don't have our red to cast our removal spells, and I think it just diminishes the rest of our deck too much to the point we don't necessarily want to be in that spot. Now, though, it's interesting because this pack's really bad for us. There's not really much in it. There's a Quick Beam Upstart, which is nice. And it's actually interesting. Like, we could switch into green here and try and play like a Legends deck. Like green-black Legends. I think it's probably just take Shy Terrace and shore up playing Generous and Rise of the Witch King and avoiding these Legends is probably more likely to be correct. But now we're just seeing the Legends flow here. So maybe we do just take Shadowfax. It does allow us to cast all of them. So yeah, I think I'm just going to take Shadowfax here. And we'll see how the rest of the draft plays out. But it's definitely possible we're just not playing this here. And now we get a 4th pick, 4 out of Orcs. So that's the reward here for cutting red. And now a Rangers Firebrand, yeah. So we're just, like, we could theoretically play this Shadowfax here. And we'll see, but the problem is that it doesn't allow us to cast the rest of our spells. And I think our black-red deck is solid enough now that we're picking up cards like Ugluk that we don't need to go down that path. I'm going to take a Rohirrim Lancer here as well. And we can probably just cut all of these Great Halls out. And now the deck looks pretty nice. I think we are going to play this Generous Ent combo. It is a nice one. Because we have a lot of stuff that we can sacrifice that we are happy to. And get back here. So now I think we want 1 Lash of the Balrog and 1 Improvised Club as a combo. And we'll take an Inherited Envelope. It's unlikely that we play it, but we will take one. If we get another Generous Ant, we'll play it. But I just don't have a feeling that that's going to wheel. One of them will wheel. We'd certainly play an Oliphant as well, but at the moment I think we'll play 23 lands. We have a lot of removal, a lot of powerful cards in this deck, so I think we'll actually maybe play this Harridim Spearmaster, probably over the War Beast here. Yeah, I think we'd probably play it over War Beast. Although Erkenbrand's actually not good in this deck. So I think, yeah, we're probably cutting Erkenbrand and then leaving the rest here. Playing 1 Forest. And probably another Swamp. Sorry, no, we're cutting that. Playing this, cutting Erkenbrand. And that's 16 lands. And we'll play it on the Swamp here. So that gives us 9 black sources, 8 red sources, and then 3 green sources for the Rise of the Witch King combo, which can be really nice with Generous and also we've got some other really big creatures that we want to get down. So I will see you in the first game to see how this deck goes. Alrighty, here for game number 1. This is going to be a keeper, but it's a little bit sketchy. Definitely need to draw some lands. An opponent taking a mulligan is good here. We have 16 more land sources on the deck with the Generous Ent as well. So hopefully we can draw on here. But with Morgul Knife Wound, we'll be able to kill something early. And then hopefully Torment of Golem can disrupt them as well. Obviously very, very nice to hit a land there. If we hit another one, I think we'll be pretty set in this game here. Ugluk is nice. I think let's just go ahead and Knife Wound this. We have enough removal in hand. We just want to make them... We don't want them to get a tempo advantage, which is one way. You typically lose 2 mulligans. Could have Nasty End here, which would be a bit unfortunate. It looks like they may have. So Battlescar Goblin comes down. Breaking the Fellowship isn't going to do anything here, so we're just going to have to pass. We're not under a ton of pressure. Rohirrim Lancer as well. But now we're just going to Torment of Golem. We want to take their best card out of their hand, and it's going to block Battlescar Goblin. So yeah, now we just take Grishnak. Grishnak's really solid. They probably should have just played Grishnak, to be honest. over the Rohirrim Lancer. Like, the threat and effect is fine, but yeah, it's certainly not the end of the world there. So now we can choose between letting them just do Orcish Medicine. I think we're actually just gonna let them do this. It leaves them with just Swamp. And we get to play Ugluk. Or just play Easterling Vanguard. And then... yeah, so I think we can just play Easterling Vanguard. We could Fellowship. Break the Fellowship here. Take down the Rohirrim Lancer. And wow, so they've ripped Nasty End. That's nice. So now their hands restocked. Probably just gonna improvise like club. No blocks here. We can take 3 and then we can improvise club the 2-2. Or just kill this. Actually. So now the choice is between... we can improvise club this. Have the 1-1 to kill here. Or we can just... I think we just... we can get in for 2. We have the 1-1 to kill there. Yeah, I think I like that line better. So we get in for 2 here. Then we just improvise club this. Sacking at 2-1. We want to do this now so they don't draw like a trick or anything. And then we just say go. And now we can... 4 have orcs. Wow. They're just going off here. So we can Uruk-hai Captain, but I think we actually just need to play Ugluk here to be able to trade with the 3-3. Opponent has just like really put the pressure on us. They've drawn some nice 2-for-1s, but let's go ahead and trade here. Leaves them with the 2-2, but we can play War Beast to block it. Yeah, so now I just War Beast. So go, and hopefully that'll be the end for the opponent of that tempo. No, Claim the Precious is here. We get a 2-2 though. They get to loot. We will snap trade here. So that's great for us. And now we can play more here, Uruk-hai Captain. If they have a removal spell for it, we can Nasty End. So it's our turn. I'm going to go ahead and play... just hold the land for now. Because we will potentially be able to loot once we ring temps. So, although we want the land to hold the Nasty End here. But now we get to really get them because we're going to draw 3 off Nasty End here. And they are going to be in a bit of trouble after that. So now we can play a swamp. We'll play Ungol. Sirith Ungol Patrol here first to maximise the mana, get the biggest threat on the board. And then hopefully we should be able to stabilise and win this one from here. Yeah, so let's go ahead and... I think we just want to claim the Precious here on the Gothmog. Play down Harridan, and then start looting our lands here with our 5-5. Pitch a swamp. And the next turn we can Generous Ent And we also will have Lash up as well, so should be in a decent position here. Marshal on the Black Gate is fine. Let's go ahead and get in. Looting through our lands here. Hopefully the card quality will be enough to overwhelm the victory. Generous End comes down. The only card that can probably get us here is Balrog, Durin's Bane, but they don't have it. That's the win, and I'll see you on the next one. Alrighty, on to match number 2 here. This hand is going to be a keeper as well. I like the fact that we have Morgul Knife Wound, Torment of Golem. It's going to be good as well. So, and then obviously, as soon as we draw a mountain, we'll have War Beast of Gorgoroth, which is just a solid threat. Not particularly easy to deal with. The fact that when it dies, you get to amass 2, and it's just a big threat as well. And then with Lash, we'll be able to sacrifice the Golem, the Orc if we need to, from Torment of Golem. Just waiting on our opponent here. And opponent's taking a mulligan, so they're going down to 6, which makes this hand all the better. Torment of Golem really does punish mulligans because you get to strip the card out of their hand and take advantage of the fact that you're getting a 2/2 threat as well, and just intensifies the gap there. So now we're just going to be mana efficient here and Morgul Knife Wound this Pelagi Survivor. We could hold it, but we have enough removal here that I think it's worth just getting that off the board, preventing them from, Arwen's gifting this turn or something similar. But they're going to keep it around, take the 2 life. So they might Arwen's gift. Oh, Bilbo retired burglar here. So Bilbo's a nice one, for sure. We're just going to go ahead and Torment of Golem them here. And we will just take... Probably want to just take 4 AF Orcs here, I think. Yeah, we'll just take 4 AF Orcs. They can Treason of Isengard it back and get a 2/2, but we're going to cast War Beast of Gorgoroth this turn. And can use Breaking of the Fellowship to pick off the Ithilien Kingfisher here. They're going to get a treasure. Can't cast both of these cards, but they're going to Treason here to get back 4 Airborks. She isn't the worst because we can actually use... So we can just attack here. If they want to trade, we can play War Beast of Gorgoroth, but if they don't, then we just play Cirith Ungol Patrol here. And now, they can play their 4 AF Orcs and kill the Orc army. And then we can use Breaking. Or we can just destroy target creature and take Bilbo down. So, not a bad spot here. The Ithilien Kingfisher is fine. And then 4 AF Orcs to kill the 2/2. So I'm pretty happy with this turn. Not really too worried about it here, because now we can play the Huntmaster. And have it take down Bilbo here. It does give them the Looter. So we'll just have Cirith Ungol Patrol here. And then I think we want to be the ones getting aggressive here. They can double block and trade here, but we've got the blocker here. For this, they want to get in, and we're going to have War Beast, and then we've got Lash of the Balrog as well. So I think we're in a pretty decent spot here. Rally the Hornburg, that's a good one. Now we have Improvised Club. Again, I'm happy to just get in here. And we'll play Gorgoroth this turn. They can double block, and that's absolutely fine, I think. I'm happy to trade. We definitely should have played Warbeast pre-combat, so that we got the Amass army. Well, that's fine. Opponent here is going to take down the Spearmaster. But it doesn't give them the benefit that they need yet, so not too much of a problem. Now we get Grima Wormtongue, so can just get in with Warbeast. They're going to chump here. And let's just play Grima. We could theoretically hold here and, improvise club or lash, but I think we're happy to just let them loot with the Kingfisher one more turn. Them getting one card or upgrading the card that they're drawing is not as bad as them having another card potentially. So now we're happy to just get in. And we can just potentially improvise club at ends. No, we can just improvise club to kill them here. So we just hold. And we can sack the Warbeast of Gorgoroth, amass 2, and then improvise club. But yeah, they're just dead now to the attack as well. So one card in hand. They've clearly got a spell because they discarded Spiteful Banditry. Deals X damage to each creature. So we'll just improvise club them here, sacking Grima Wormtongue, and then we'll get a 2/2 from the Warbeast of Gorgoroth, and that should win us the match here, and it does, and I'll see you in game number 3. Alrighty, on to game number 3 here. This hand is an absolute banger. We've got March from the Gate into Hadram Spearmaster into Ugluk, so if they can't deal with the army here, they're going to be in a fair bit of trouble. Many partings, so we're up against probably some kind of multicolored green deck here, which means that they probably have a high power level, but hopefully a quick start can put this one out of reach pretty quickly. So now we're going to march here. Makes 1/1, and then if they don't have a way to deal with this turn, it's going to quickly get out of control. And Lothorian Lookout isn't going to be it here because we get to pump up our army. And it will be a 3/2. They can't block. And the next turn will be a 4/3. We'll play Ugluk as well. So we're in a pretty good spot here. We also have a way to reset March from the Black Gate with Easterling Vanguard. And then if they start dealing with it, Ugluk of the White Hand is going to be handy as well. So opponent coming in here. They can sack their food here to the Watchdogs. They probably actually want to do that because it stops us from attacking with Spearmaster. I think they probably want to do that so that we can't attack with Spearmaster and they can trade it for the Orc Army here. But now they're going to lash. Probably still should do this just to make it a 3/3 to be able to block, but they're not going to, so that's good for us. Now we just get in. No blocks from them, and we'll play Ugluk. And then Easterling Vanguard's going to hopefully reset the army here. See, I'd be shocked if they don't sack that food this turn. We can also, next turn we'll probably get to, oh, what the, oh, of course it has Vigilance. So next turn we'll probably get to go and get at Forest as well. So Peregrine Took comes down. So now we can lash something here. We could lash the Mushroom Watchdogs and attack with Ugluk the White Hand. We can play Easterling Vanguard as well and get our army going. I actually think I kind of like this because it gets our march going. It gets Ugluk going. So let's sack. Let's target the Watchdogs. Sack the Vanguard. Ugluk's going to become a 4-4. We get the 1-1. We take out the Watchdogs. And then we can go to combat, pump up our Ugluk, and get in. And now next turn we can make the army a viable threat as well. They can't really block here. And we'll thin our deck one land. We still need to draw probably another threat to close this one out. And ideally not draw like another land. A Voracious Fellbeast. The Balrog would be very nice. Them drawing Dunlin Crebain is tough. Dunlin Crebain's a very nice one here. So we still Ugluk can trade for like the 2-2 and the Peregrine Took here. And if they don't, then the army will bolster Ugluk. So still in a decent spot here. Probably just going to come down to whoever top decks better from this point on in the game, I think. That's certainly not one that we want to draw. Oh, now we actually can't attack in with Ugluk. But we'll just attack with the army. They can trade that 2-2 for it. But then Ugluk becomes a 6-6 and much harder for them to deal with. Still, they probably kind of have to do that. Turns off March from the Black Gate. But Ugluk becomes a 6-6. So he's pretty far out of control now. They're going to sack that food as well, which is great because it makes Peregrine Took a little bit worse. But now they could have like a, Quick Beam is very nice here. They can attack with Dunlin Crebain this turn if they want to. We'll probably offer the trade here with Ugluk for Quick Beam. Although, having said that, now we definitely won't. We'll just snipe down Quick Beam. Pretty lucky top deck there. We take it down Quick Beam and the Dunlin Crebain, and they can't block with Peregrine Took this turn because it just dies. So they're going to have to chump. And then now they're in a very, very tough spot here. So Fear 5 Foes, that's why we first picked it over the rare. It's just such a strong card. We're going to sacrifice the Spearmaster here. They don't get to get anything back. And yeah, Fear 5 Foes, it absolutely wrecks house. So happy to pick that one up there. And I think here it's actually worth just Tormenting of Golem. For the 2-2, that any card they get, they're going to play. An instant they'll play in response. So just want to go ahead and get that one down. That's going to be the win. Win number 3, and I'll see you in the next one. Alrighty, welcome back for match number 5 here. Bit of an awkward hand, but with all of our removal here, I think we potentially actually mulligan this hand. It's just super awkward. It requires like 3 things to sacrifice for it to be good. We don't have any of those fodder. So let's go ahead and mull. We'll definitely keep this. Putting back a mountain. This hand's just much better. Much more balanced. And less clunky. We just need to draw another swamp and we should be able to get there with Precious, Ugluk, Lash, and Fellbeast. There we go. So now we can claim the Precious something. Like if they go Dunlin Crebain here, we can claim the Precious, the 3-3. March from the Black Gate. So now we're definitely going to claim the Precious this and just shut down the March from the Black Gate here. And we basically just want to draw lands from this point out until the end with the Balrog. So now we can play Ugluk. They can't kill Ugluk with Old Man Willow. We'll take the Willow down next turn with Lash of the Balrog. And then hopefully just draw 2 more lands and we can go Voracious Fellbeast into Balrog, Durin's Bane. So that's the plan here. Opponent's deck does look pretty good though between Mortal Muster, March, Old Man Willow. This is definitely where you want to be if you are in the in green black. This is one of the better uncommons in the set. It's just obviously a green card, and so the downside is you have to play green in order to play it. So let's go ahead and take down the Old Man Willow here. And now we're in a really nice spot in that whatever they play will get to kill with Voracious Fellbeast, and it's possible that they might play something like a Generous Ant this turn, or an Enraged Huon, like a really high value creature that we can just take down and get a ton of value in it from our 4/4 flyer, kill your 4/5 5-mana creature. And now we've got Warbeast of Gargaroth to cast next turn unless we draw a land, in which case we can just cast Balrog, Durin's Bane. Breaking of the Fellowship is fine. So we're just going to play Warbeast and then just get in the air. And now if they play another creature as well, we've got Breaking the Fellowship. Sauron the Necromancer, that's going to die this turn. And we'll make Ugluk our Ring Bearer. And then just get in. And we're going to discard the Nasty End there, just because it allows us to ensure we can cast Balrog, Durin's Bane next turn, but I don't think we're going to need it. We'll hold this in case like they have a discard card, but it's just not going to be enough. 4-0, and I'll see you for game number 5. Alrighty, on to match number 5 here. This hand's definitely a keep. We've got the Grima Wormtongue and the Durin's Bane combo, so you can potentially get this off on turn 6, but Marshal and Blackgate is definitely going to come down here. Going to get in with it. Hopefully we can draw a land so that we can cast Grima Wormtongue, but we'll start off by just getting in for 2 here. Mortal Muster from the opponent's a nice one, but Grima are going to come down. And then we can just cast Easterling Vanguard, hold up Nasty End if we draw a land. If not, we'll just play the Vanguard. But effectively, just want to get to Durin's Bane as quickly as possible here. And Grima allows us to sack, like the Vanguard on turn 6 or something else as well. So Quarrel's End from the opponent, not particularly good on this board here. And we can just bash in with both creatures here. So getting off to a decent start. Probably just going to rip Nasty End on end step on this Vanguard. Depending on what the opponent does, like they may have a removal spell here. So yeah, I think we're gonna just Nasty End here because it'll make this a 4/4, which means that they can't block it. So it also means that we get an additional 2 cards here to draw towards the lands we're going to need. 4 out of Orcs is also very, very nice here. We can just kill the Uruk-hai Berserker, but I think we actually just want to save it for something a bit better. They don't have any good blocks for this one. And 4 out of Orcs is going to allow us to restart with the March from the Blackgate as well. And it's also just going to kill something bigger. So let's go ahead and get the Ungol Patrol down and say go. Opponent's at 8 already as well, so they're under a ton of pressure. So this is just target creature. I thought it might be any target. So there's a Morai's Marauder. They're going to get to hit off. No, they won't because we can block with Grima's Wormtongue. So they're not going to get to hit off of this. And our army is just going to come crushing down here. His opponent passing the turn here. So I think we just want to bash with both of our creatures here. We get a 6/6. It's possible they have the Death Touch ability. The card that gives Death Touch. No, so improvised club here. So now we just sack this because this will kill it on first strike here. So let's just go ahead and sack so they lose a life. And then I think now we just cast Durin's Bane. Take advantage of being able to cast it now, and they're just dead next turn to it because we can Foray of Orcs, the Marauder here. Sorry, they don't have any legendary. Oh no, they have the legendary token, so we're gonna have to kill this one, which is the only chump blocker here. So whichever one they make legendary. Sorry. So they're getting in with their legend, which means they're just dead to Balrog Durin's Bane, unless they have like Lash of the Balrog. No, so they've got, oh, they hit a legend there. But now he just killed the legend. They're just dead. So get in with Foray of Orcs, kill the legend, and just bash with the two creatures, but they can't block the Balrog here. They're going to die to Balrog. It's a good game to the opponent. 5-0 off to a really nice start with this deck. This deck's really good. Black-red's good. And splashing green here has been really nice. Let's see if we can close this one out for the trophy. Alrighty, here we are for match number 6. This hand's a Snapkeep with more here. And Nasty and backup if they have removal for it and they can't cast it on turn 2. So let's go ahead and get this one down. Also got these like 2 top-end cards. Would love for one of them to be... would have loved for one of them to be a 3 or 4 drop, but you can't ask for everything. Opponent's probably just going to kill this turn, I think. If they have Smite the Deathless, they definitely should. They're not going to, so now we can just bash in. Torment of Golem, going to be very, very nice here. Opponent may have a counterspell here and Smite the Deathless. I think they're going to Smite the Deathless us here. Yeah, okay, so they're going to tap that down. And draw. So I think they probably have Glorious Gale. Because otherwise they should have done... If that was their only play, they should have done that before. Yeah, before they... before we attacked with it. But now we can go ahead and just torment them here. They've probably got Glorious Gale in hand. And or Smite the Deathless. I think they're going to Smite here. Yeah. So maybe we should have just attacked. But it's hard to tell what they had in their hand. So now we've got Stern Scolding, which isn't going to counter anything in their hand. So we can effectively just try and play around that. Zapeliga Survivor, which I'm not too fussed about. And then a Horses of the Brunnen. I think given the opponent doesn't have a ton of tempo here, it actually makes sense to just take Quarrel's End. Although Horses of the Brunnen, actually, maybe we should have taken that. Because it will just kill the 2-2 here. Yeah, so now Stern Scolding is going to kill the... It will actually... Oh. I didn't want to put that on the stack, but that's fine. Now we can't actually attack here. So we'll just go ahead and partnership the turn. A little bit awkward, but I think we're still favoured long term to win here. Opponent might just like bounce here to get the ring going. If they have another ring. Not sure they do. But yeah, I probably want to like attack and then Rangers Firebrand this thing. Fire Inscription here. That's fine. So the ring's going to tempt them. And then they're going to be tempted to... Yeah, so now... Now we could War Beast or... Sirith Ungol Patrol. Because I assume this isn't a land here. So I think it's actually worth going for this. In case they don't hit the land. So let's go ahead and slam this one down. And just say go. If they hit the land, they're going to cast it. And then they're going to hit us for 2. It's not the end of the world. And then they'll be down to 1 card in hand. Oh, sorry, they have Horses of Brunnen, so they can just do that, yeah. But now we're going to get to cast this regardless. They're going to get to filter. Yeah, so maybe we should have held there. So now we can cast this again. We could cast Rangers Firebrand and take this down. I think it's actually not that important because they just would put it on this and it's effectively the same thing anyway. So it's probably worth just holding it in case they have like a flyer or something. And also this gets them 1 closer to the final fully fledged version of the ring. Okay, so Melindor Swift Saver here is a nice one. I'm going to go ahead and bash in here. I'm going to hit them for 5. And then we just cast Sirith Ungol Patrol and say go. With Nasty End and Rangers Firebrand up. But opponent's going to be hitting us for 4 a turn. Presumably they have some more spells. We've got them on a bit of a clock as well. Arwen's Gift. Going to be nice. They're going to ping us. Get to draw some cards. Scry. It's going to be a bit of a race here. So we're taking 4 down to 8. And then if they have 2 spells, they kill us the turn after. So if they have 2 spells in hand, we're just dead to the combo here. So draw and discard. But they can chump this turn. So they can exile it themselves. So now they can double block if they want to. So it looks like they have a spell here. Rally at the Hornburg. Okay, wow. Alright, whoa. Now we're pretty close to just dead here. Claim the Precious is a good one. So we can claim the Flyer. I think we actually want to bash first with both. Because we're going to claim the Flyer and kill the Rohirrim. And they might chump here. Or in this case they might double block. And try and just kill the War Beast. No, so we get a free chump here. Now we can claim Melindor. And I want Sirith to be the ring bearer here. And the question is, do we Rangers Firebrand this turn? So we're going to take 3. Gives them the loot. If we kill it... No, I think we don't want to Rangers Firebrand the Rohirrim Lancer because we want to save it to potentially go face. And also if we do, it puts them 1 closer to having the 4th ring tempts them, which will just kill us. So they're going to hit us for 3 this turn and then Presumably they're going to have 2 spells and kill us, but they would have got to do that no matter what. So they're going to have 2 spells now to kill us. I think they probably are going to have the 2 spells, but... Or they might just have a creature. They probably should have left like a 1/1 back if they don't have the double spell, because... So now it's our turn. Get to bash with both. I think they're probably going to have something here. Smoothing of Smeagol. So I think we actually want to sack Warbeast here to get the 2/2. And draw 2 to give us a blocker. We're going to go to 1. So we're very close to dead. And then, okay, smart. So they had the 2 spells. Should have probably just killed us when we were tapped out. That's good game to the opponent. 5-1, and I'll see you in the next one. Alrighty, time to bounce back and go for win number 6 here. This is definite keep. Rangers Firebrand, Easterling Vanguard, and Torment of Golem. It's a very solid opening hand. Particularly given in our deck we have a lot of top end powerful cards, so it's better to have a hand that opens with a lot of the early game plays. So now I can just run out the Vanguard, bash in here. If they have Smite the Deathless, they're probably using it there, but they don't. Because the reason you want to use Smite the Deathless on Vanguard is it stops both sides of the card. You don't get the 1/1 as well. Nazgul is nice. But I think we're just going to have to Torment of Golem them to start with here. And so now the question is, there's Gimli's Fury, 4 out of Orcs, or Glowen. Glowen's not really that good unless you have other legendaries, so let's just go ahead and take the 4 out of Orcs here and ship it back to the opponent. Gimli's Fury is solid. So opponent can... I probably should attack there, I think. So now I think we can just... It's tempting to just attack and trade here to make this legendary and then sack it, but that's not particularly good. Like, we actually want this to kill something, make this legendary, sack it to that. So I think we actually want to just Knife Wound the Nazgul here. It might seem like you want to Knife Wound Glowen, but Nazgul's way more of a threat. There's much more likely to have multiple Ring Tempest effects and be able to scale this into a huge threat. So they're probably just gonna sack it here. So they're thinking a lot. They're gonna pay 2 life. I think they should just let it die. I've seen a lot of people in this set like hold to the Morgul Knife Wound, but overwhelmingly you should just let it die in response to it. So opponent's got 2 lands. Then we know they've got this here. They're gonna get the spell. Okay. But now I've got a great target for Rangers Firebrand here. So opponent can sack the treasure and go to creature here, which is unfortunate for us, but whichever one they do it to here. So they're not going to do that because they're going to make... So now it's our turn. So now we can Firebrand the Urukai Captain here. And we're going to make this one our Ring Bearer and sack it to draw 3. The reason to do that is because I think the reason to do that is because if we do it to the other one, we just have a 3/3, whereas now we still have like the 2 bodies. So I just like that line a little bit better. We've got the Fell Beast now and Sirith Ungol Patrol. So opponent's coming in now. No blocks from us. We're going to clean one of these up with Voracious Fellbeast. And hopefully swing the tides here. This will come down, kill one. We can kill the other with Fear Fire Foes. They're probably going to get rid of Glowing here. We could actually hold, and I think it's actually worth just not attacking. We can trade both of these here for the Snarling Warg. I'm happy to do that. They're not going to offer it. Yeah, so now we can just attack with the Fellbeast. And then play the Ungul Patrol here. And then we're going to be able to sack the food. And then start sacking Easterling Vanguards, etc. And the army token that comes off it to draw cards and make more food tokens. Pad our life total. Stabilize this game out. So yeah, I mean, we would have let them attack that time because we don't really care about the 3 damage. We would have hit them on the crackback. So it's possible. We could just kill this and hit them for 10. It's probably pretty good. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the line. We do this for 7. For 6, sorry, because they've got the Gimli's Fury. Just puts them under so much pressure. Like, we could play this grindy game, but we still get the option to doing this. And I think just 1 for 1 removing them here is going to be good to get 10 damage in. And then we've got the lethal flight in the air, and Ungul Patrol will also be lethal. So could play with our food a little bit here and try and generate value, but I think it's better to just go for the kill line there and not mess around too much. So 6 and 1. Let's see if we can close this one out with a trophy. Alrighty. Back again for game number 8. This hand is going to be a keeper. On the draw, 2-lander, but Firebrand, Vanguard. Pretty nice draw there with the Swamp, because now we can play the Vanguard, which basically deals with this Spider. We could Firebrand it, but I see no need to. And Vanguard's just so good on this board, so let's go ahead and Vanguard it up. We're probably going to Shire's Terrace for a Swamp. And then land cycle the Ent as well. We might do both of those things next turn. Had turn on 4, I have Orcs. But yeah, Vanguard's so nice on this board. Like, the 3-1 just doesn't do anything. They basically have to, like, kill Easterling Vanguard, which just seems, you know, unless they have, like, Fog on the Barrow Downs, which is a good card to use against it. But if they do that, then we'll just Firebrand the Westfold Rider, sack the Shire Terrace to get the second Swamp. Here we go. So shortcut to Mushrooms, the ring tempts them. I can put a +1/+1 counter. So yeah, we'll trade here. Because now I can trade and Firebrand that Mirkwood Spider. And hopefully turn off. We also get to tempt and make this guy legendary. And now I just say go. We'll sack this for a Swamp here. And then we've got 4 Orcs to kill. Hopefully kill whatever they play here. Or if not, Claim the Precious can hopefully do it. And we're set up pretty nicely at this point. The fact that this is just your end step as well means that it can be tough. Because if we just kill stuff on our turn, then they're not necessarily going to get the benefit from it. So Faramir comes down. We'll just 4 Orcs, which makes that thing a haster and kills that Faramir. So now we're just bashing in. They've got 2 cards in hand. We've got to Claim the Precious, and we've got the ability to start looting. Generous Ant to get the 6th land, and then Balrog Durin's Bane is eventually going to come down at some point. So East Farthing Farmer, probably not something worth... Oh, I mean, now that they've done that, we'll kill it. It's worth killing now. So let's go ahead and claim the Precious this one, which is going to allow us to land cycle as well. Sorry, to loot. So we'll draw. Probably going to pitch Generous Ant here. And keep this. Just gives us a play next turn. And we've already got the extra land in hand to get to Balrog's Durin Bane. Opponent's on 5 land. That's a nice one there. Draw and discard again. Nasty End's actually a nice one, I think, here. So let's just go and pitch. Both of our cards are legendary now. And if they have a removal spell, we'll get to Nasty End in response. Draw 3. Generate some card advantage. Could even think about like Nasty Ending on end step here. So yeah, now it... Oh, this is... Okay. No, it's all with 3 power or greater. I thought we might actually, if it was 3 power, then we were just going to get to rip. Rip there. But we're not going to. Instead, we'll just cast Balrog Durin's Bane, whack them for 7, and now they're just dead next turn, unless they can deal with this. And they need to have a blocker that doesn't die to Fear Fire foes. And we've still got Warbeast of Gargaroth here. So hopefully we can close this one out. If they can kill it this turn, then it is a bit of a problem because we're not going to get the benefit of the Balrog, which is that when it dies, you get to kill another creature. So Samwise comes down here. So whenever another non-token creature enters the battlefield, create a food, sack 3 food, return target historic card. Okay, so it's not doing a ton. We could just kill it, but I think I want to hold Fear Fire foes for something a little bit more problematic. So Peregrine took. Now they're popping off here. Jesus, and Shire Sheriff. Okay. So opponent has just absolutely gone nuts over there. They've set up the 3-card combo. They can sack to return a historic. They can get Faramir back. Jesus, that deck's sick. That's actually a huge problem for us. So I can't believe opponent has somehow come back here. Pretty nice from them. I really did not think we could lose this game, but the Wrath killing both of our creatures and then them having the exile spell for Balrog, like, pretty nuts. So I'm going to put it on Peregrine Took here. Torment of Golem, not doing a whole lot for us. So which one do we want to kill? I think we have to kill Shire Sheriff. And then we'll hold the Torment of Golem. Because the Torment of Golem, like, say they sack and they end up with more cards, we might actually be able to get something out of their hand. But now I've got Warbeast, which is going to be able to bash. And we'll just... I think we can play 1 Forest here. So the card we probably want to draw the most is Voracious Fellbeast. So opponent can sack to return the Faramir here. Faramir is nice. So Faramir, I get to draw a card. Okay, so this is interesting. So we can... think we want to start by Torment of Goleming. Now we're going to get Generous End back, I think, here. Yeah, we will. Let's go ahead and Torment of Golem them. So we do actually end up getting something there. That's pretty nice. And now let's Rise of the Witch King here. Sacking the 2-2, because then this way we still get another 2-2. They have to sack. They're probably going to sack Samwise Gamgee. Or they could sack Faramir here. I think they probably sack... Maybe I think they meant to sack Peregrine. They need one. They need Faramir to trade with Warbeast. So they probably sack Samwise, hold Peregrine Took, and then we get Generous End back. We get a food, and now we get to attack with Warbeast. They have to trade Faramir here. We're gonna have a 2-2. We say go. Hope they don't have anything here. So opponent gets another land. They've had very few land drops here, the opponent. They've got 4, so they can return a historic creature now. Jesus. No, draw a card, sorry. Getting them confused. Peregrine draws, and Samwise is the one that can return historic creatures. So it's going to be a 4-5, but yeah, they're close to having a chump block here. Opponent, yeah, they could go to 1 here, but then they're just dead to the 2-2. Next turn, Rohirrim Lancer will also now be a big problem for them. They weren't aware of that though, like they can't have known that we're going to have Rohirrim Lancer. They also do have the food that they can sack the food here for life. But they also want like to be able to create more food and draw more cards in order to get back into the game. So this is a really close one, and we're going to get there. Get there with the 7-1, the trophy. Thanks for putting up with my voice. Apologies at the outset. Have been a little bit sick, but glad you stuck through for this one. If you're still watching, if you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content in the future. Let me know in the comments what you liked about this particular deck. I think this was a pretty nice one. We navigated the draft well. Black Red is obviously a super strong archetype, but got a little bit hooked up as well with getting the 3rd pick Balrog. But yeah, nice deck, splashing the green cards which came off for us in that last one. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.